Allow us to begin, and indeed we are grateful now for this connection and this co-creation. We are grateful for you. Indeed, what do you desire to explore and express?
Well, I would like to first express my gratitude and thanks for all the nice hangouts we get to have, and the wisdom that we get to share. And I was doing some writing earlier, and this question came to me, and it is, how can I know that what I desire is actually good for me? Because I think I tend to, second guess myself or think, that's a little selfish, or that's a little this, or I shouldn't want that, or so I would love some clarity around that.
Indeed, we thank you for this question. We feel that indeed there may be several topics in here.
Mm-hmm.
We say the root approach that we would give is to experiment with giving yourself what you desire.
Mm-hmm.
We feel that it is indeed significant when you desire something. It is significant in some way. It is worth looking at. It is worth exploring, worth feeling, worth the experience of having. Now, we say, indeed, if you feel some resistance to particular desires, we feel that this is an opportunity for you to discover what you desire in an even more, we say, in a way that is even more you, that is even more aligned. This is an opportunity for you to discover an even more aligned desire. We say, yes, you may approach this in many different ways. Exploring this, you may do this in your mind, if you like. We suggest, when possible, to give yourself your desire. Experiment with giving yourself your desire to the degree that you are comfortable and to the degree that your excitement allows. We say, we feel that this is the clearest approach. We say, we feel you get a sense of what you desire a lot faster this way. You are not as likely to second guess yourself when you have experienced a desire, when you have had a desire. We say, also here, when you give yourself something that you desire, when you experiment with this, it sometimes cuts out the tricky, sticky part of self-denial, denying yourself your desires. And here, if there is too much of this, we say we feel that you may feel very confused, for indeed you are trying to balance too many opposite things. And so we suggest, for clarity, for knowing, explore, practice, experiment with giving yourself your desires to the degree that you feel comfortable and excited.
Yeah, because then I'll get to know them more, and then I'll in turn get to know myself more, and maybe even discover some more depth to those desires, right? Like maybe there's a even farther down, the root might go down farther of what that desire, that could just be kind of the top of the desire, and it goes down farther to something even deeper.
Indeed.
But I think that what I've been noticing is if I kind of cut myself off from that, it's really built up a lot of tension and resentment, or it seems to like restrict my flow. And I think that's what I mainly notice, like, as a struggle, is that, and the kind of the back and forth of like having a desire, oh no, I shouldn't, that's not something that is going to serve me, or oh, I shouldn't want that, or I shouldn't, that's too indulgent, or that's too, the list goes on. So.
Indeed, we thank you for expressing. We say, you are here to be you. We feel that most of you intuitively know this, feel this in some way. When your operating system involves the avoidance of your desires, or the denial of your desires, or the dismissal of your desires. We say you are likely to feel that you are veering off course, or that you are taking directions from a source other than you.
Mm-hmm.
And so, indeed, we ask, do you desire to indulge yourself in all that you are?
I think I get confused about that sometimes, because I want at the same time to make sure that, that I'm taking care of other people's needs, or that I'm, that I think I tend to have this personality, image of myself that I've built up of I like to just go with the flow, and whatever is okay with me, I'm okay with whatever, and I think that goes along with not being able to totally speak my desires, or not feeling well, it's just easier sometimes to go with what other people want, or what I think other people want. Even it might not even be what the other person even really wants, so.
Indeed. We thank you for exploring and expressing. We feel that it may be helpful to acknowledge that this too was perhaps a desire. This desire to go with the flow,
Mm-hmm.
to do whatever.
Yeah. And I think that is a desire of mine in a way. I like to be able to see kind of what unfolds, and to be able to flow with that. I get a lot of joy out of that.
Indeed. We say also here, we feel it helpful to recognize that, and this ties in with what we have been exploring with you. We say, indeed, a desire that you have is not necessarily the be-all, end-all of you.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it doesn't have to be the defining thing, right?
Indeed. We feel it is especially helpful to acknowledge, I want this now.
Exactly. That's what I was just feeling was just because I desire something doesn't mean it's always that. I'm feeling that now. You know?
Indeed.
Do you have any more here?
It is all right for your preferences to change.
Yeah.
It is all right to desire two things that may seem to be opposite and may seem to conflict in their coexistence.
Yeah. I like that you said that because sometimes you think, well, I can't have both of these things, you know? They don't go together.
Indeed. Here we return to indulgence. And indeed, as you mentioned, your desire to take care of other people's needs.
Mm-hmm.
We feel here, indeed, there is authentic desire in each area. We say, indeed, we feel perhaps that we desire to express our perspective, which is indeed that your desires are more likely to naturally balance themselves than you might expect.
Mm-hmm.
From our perspective, it is not the act of giving yourself your desires that leads to imbalance as much as it is the act of not listening to your desires and dismissing your desires that creates a sense of imbalance. Sometimes, as you may say, as you on your planet may say, on both sides, we say, indeed, the denial of indulgence, the dismissal of the desire to indulge yourself, may indeed make it feel, once you are indulging yourself, that it is very hard to listen to the desire to care for other people in a genuine way that sustains you, that fulfills you. And so indeed we feel the gift is in acknowledging all of your desires, even the desires that seem to conflict, for indeed in listening here you are fulfilling what we feel to be your ultimate desire, that you are you, that you are you, that you are being you, that you are living your life.
And that is my ultimate desire, to be me fully.
Indeed. And we celebrate.
Thank you so much for this. It's been really nice to, I think the biggest thing for me is this idea that I can have two desires that may seemingly not coexist, you know?
Indeed. We feel that this is, yes, very radical.
Yeah.
Indeed. We thank you for all that you are.
Thank you.
You are welcome. And with all of our love, we say, that is enough from us for now.